This is Matrix Lord 212, and I want to talk about Doctor Who, and I want to talk about, I think the Time Lords won the Time War. Um, the Master probably went back, they probably won the Time War, and the Doctor loses because they just throw him in a dream world or a Matrix, and he has no clue. In fact, they treat him probably like a little lab rat because they put little characters in there for him to interact with, like maybe Amy Pond or Rory, and he has no clue. And you got to think about it. It's not out of the realm of possibility because, you know, there are laws of time, and the doctor said if something went wrong, the Time Lords would always fix something. So if they don't want him to know that they live, they won't be, you know, fixing anything. So, you know, there would be no laws of time. There'd be nobody enforcing nothing. And this is why you have paradox on top of paradox on top of paradox. Kazran Sardik hugging his younger self, Amy Pond hugging Amelia Pond, the Doctor holding his dying self, and the universe don't even explode or nothing happens, no explosion, but yet two sonic screwdrivers that are exactly the same cause an explosion. I mean, we've seen in Mordred and Dead, when the Brigadier touched his younger self, there was a massive explosion that was so much energy that it rivaled like 10 regeneration energy. And it killed all those creatures that wanted to be like Time Lords. So, and Rose Tyler touching her infant self in Father's Day caused an explosion too. So, there is no laws of time. There's nothing. You think there is, but there's not, because maybe the Time Lords did win the Time War, and the Doctor lost. We see in the beginning of the end of time that the woman, she, if you go backwards and watch it, she freed herself from the Time Lock, from the Time War. So obviously the Time Lords survived. I'm 100% positive. I mean, all the evidence is there. You just have to look. And even the reference in the Wedding River song, where Madame Gregorian says the end of time. I mean, wake up. First of all, the end of time, they were talking about bad dreams. The Master invaded everybody's dreams, and he's laughing. No, what happened is that after the Time Lords got out, the Master invaded their dreams because they made a dream world right after. And the Doctor, when the TARDIS exploded almost, when he was regenerating, he got sucked right in there. And the woman that may be the Doctor's mother, she'll probably be back. She'll probably be back to try to help the Doctor, to wake him up to say, "Hey, listen, you're a lab rat. You're inside this dream world, this matrix, because the Time Lords hate you, and they trying to ruin you, but because they don't want you to interfere, and everybody else is in here too. I mean, the Time Lords are free, and everybody else is oblivious." But what I think that the Silents are not oblivious. I think that the Crocs were from another universe, and I think that maybe the Silents aren't bad. Maybe they're, a good race. Who knows? I mean, we think that they're bad, but, the Silents will fall when the question is asked. So, obviously we know that the Doctor talks to her in the song and tells her his last name. His whole name. And then she whispers it into the Doctor's ear, the 10th Doctor, and then just so that way he feels comfortable dealing with her, So, I think the Time Lords won. Time War's over. Time Lords won. They played dirty. I mean, bringing back the Master, Rassilon. Maybe they brought Omega back, like I said earlier in the other video. Hey, you know what? You're in a war. You bring back the Ronnie. You bring back everybody. All the Time Lords, whether they be bad or good, you bring them all back. Because at the end of the day, you got to win the Time War. And after the Time War's over, okay, then you deal with like the Master and Rassilon and everything else. So I'm fully convinced. And you know what? Maybe the Time Lords just spread out some of their own race, erased their memory and threw them on Earth. Maybe Willifred is a Time Lord. Donna Noble's a Time Lord. Amelia Pond. But one of them's a Time Lord. Rory Williams could be Omega. I have no idea. But, I'm convinced. I think the Time Lords won. They won the Time War. And where's the Master? Where is the master? You know, I'm fully expecting shock and awe in Series 7. I'm fully expecting, I wouldn't be surprised if all of a sudden we have an episode, the doctor's about to die, and out pops out Rose Tyler. Because you know what? I think that's what you need. You need shock and you need awe for Series 7. You need to do the unexpected. You know, just when you think, okay, you don't need no two, you know, fans are pissed off with no two-parters and no big plots or whatever. In an episode, everything looks bleak, and you know what? Out of nowhere comes the Master, or out of nowhere comes Rose Tyler. You know what? Or maybe Omega or Davros. Like, you know what? Let's just shock the fans in a positive way. You know, let's bring excitement to Doctor Who, where fans won't even know what's going on. Like with each episode, one episode all of a sudden Davros pops out of nowhere, or then Romana, or like I mean, it could be anything. The possibilities could be endless. So that's what I think Series 7 needs to be. Shock and awe. Leading to the 50th anniversary, where we have, you know, like Neil Gaiman said, the 11 Doctors, or maybe the 10 Doctors, or whatever. But, you know, I fully expect David Tennant to come back in some capacity for the anniversary, and I pray and I hope that he is, you know, the Doctor in the movie, because that would be awesome. But, you know, tell me you wouldn't want to see Rose Tyler interact with Matt Smith, or like Donna Noble. I mean, those are great characters. Even Martha Jones. You know what? A lot of people don't like Martha Jones, but you know what? I liked her. But the thing was is that they ruined the character. Going from a doctor to a mercenary made no sense. But who wouldn't want to see interaction between Rose Tyler and Martha Jones? I mean, let's go for shock and awe. We know we're going to lose Rory and Amy, but something's got to fill the void. And besides, the void had millions of dollars. Where'd they go? You know, so I mean, we need something to fill the void in Series 7, building up to the 50th anniversary. You know, make every episode almost like the 50th anniversary. Make it so monumental, so that way when the 50th anniversary comes, oh my God, it's even better than ever. You know, I mean, in America, like, that's the #1 selling thing, Doctor Who, on iTunes. I mean, I don't remember Doctor Who being on buses. I don't remember, like, advertisements all over the place. Doctor Who is becoming huge. It has so much potential. You know, so let's do it. Go, Stephen Moffat. Get on that. You know what? Don't write 5 episodes. Write 8. Write 10. Answer all the questions. You know, give it your best. Don't just make fancy titles. I challenge you, because you know what? I know you're brilliant, and I know you can do it. Bring all these characters back. Throw it at fans where they don't even know what's going on. And I promise you, you'll reap from the rewards. You will. You'll go down in history as the greatest, you know, writer of Doctor Who. You know, so, you know, this is what I want. I want excitement. My kids are excited about it. You know, I mean, they love watching it with me. I mean, you know, they made a video with me before. I'm so happy. I mean, they're very sharp. You know, but then Anthony, you know, my son, he just making videos. He's all like proud and stuff, you know, doing it. So let's get Doctor Who to be shock and awe. Series 7 exciting. All right? Please leave your comments below, and please subscribe to my channel and like my channel. And I'll be talking more about Doctor Who a lot, and the Christmas special. Have a great day.